Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back to another episode of Keepin It Real. I'm your host, Rundown King, and today we're diving into a topic that hits home for many of us, the power of purpose. How discovering your passions and setting meaningful goals can transform your life. Now, let me tell you, finding purpose isn't just a buzzword, it's real life. If you're feeling lost, stuck, or like you've just been going through the motions every day, this episode is for you. We're going to break down what purpose actually is, how to find it, and how setting the right goals can change everything. I'm also going to share some personal insights and stories because you know, like I know, we keep it real on this show. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into today's show. Segment 1, Understanding Purpose. All right, so let's start with the basics. What is purpose? Purpose is that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's more than just a job or a title. It's what makes life feel meaningful. It's what drives you to keep going even when things get tough. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Keem, I don't even know what purpose is. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know none of that shit you're talking about. And that's okay. Finding purpose is a journey, not a destination. But let's talk about why it's important to have one. When you have a sense of purpose, you're not just floating through life. You have direction. You have a reason to push through these rough days. Studies have shown that people who have a stronger sense of purpose live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. But when you're lacking purpose, you feel stuck. You're constantly second-guessing yourself, and nothing really excites you. So, how do you know if you're lacking purpose? Well, you might feel lost, unmotivated, or just plain bored with your everyday routine. You might be jumping from one thing to the next, hoping that something will click. If any of that sounds familiar, it's a sign that you might need to do some soul searching. All right? Segment 2, Discovering Your Passions. Let's talk about discovering your passions because this is often the first step towards finding your purpose. Passion is that fire inside you. It's what you love to do even if no one is paying you for it. But a lot of us have gotten so caught up in the daily grind that we've forgotten what our passions even are. So how do you figure that out? Start by asking yourself, what makes me lose track of time? Maybe it's painting, writing, helping others, or even gaming. Think back to when you were a kid. What did you love doing before the world told you what you should be doing? If you're still stuck, try journaling about the things that make you happy, what you're naturally good at, and what kind of problems you love solving. Another great exercise to try, new hobbies. Get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you've got to test the waters to see what clicks. One thing that worked for me was really paying attention to what made me feel energized versus what drained me. You'd be surprised how much your energy can tell you about what you're passionate about. Segment 3, Setting Meaningful Goals. All right, now that you've got an idea about what you're passionate about, let's talk about setting goals. Because passion without direction can still leave you feeling lost. Goals give your passions a target to aim at. And when those goals are meaningful, they pull you towards your purpose. So why do goals matter? Well, setting goals provides a roadmap. They give you something to strive for and help you measure your progress along the way. But here's the thing. There's a difference between meaningful goals and surface level goals. A surface level goal might be something like, I want to make money. Sure, that's great, but why? What's the deeper purpose behind the goal? This is where SMART goals come in. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, try saying, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months by working out 3 times a week. See how specific that is? It's clear, it's actionable, and it's tied to something meaningful. Maybe getting healthy so you can keep up with your kids or feel more confident. Remember, your goals should be stepping stones that move you closer to your purpose. They shouldn't just be check boxes on a to-do list. Segment 4, Aligning goals with your purpose. Now, let's talk about aligning your goals with your purpose Because when your goals and your purpose are in sync, that's when the magic happens. You see, purpose is like the engine and goals are the fuel. One without the other won't get you very far. Let's say your purpose is to help others live healthier lives. Your goals might include becoming a certified personal trainer, starting a fitness blog, or even launching a YouTube channel with workout tips. Every goal you set should serve that bigger purpose. One of my favorite tools for keeping your purpose and goals aligned is a vision board. I know it might sound a little cheesy, chasers and chasettes, but there's a power in visualization. When you can see your goals and purpose in front of you every day, it keeps you focused and it's a daily reminder of what you're working towards. Remember, it's not just about achieving goals, it's about achieving the right goals that align with who you are and what you want to contribute to the world. Segment 5, overcoming challenges and staying committed. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that finding your purpose and setting goals is all sunshine and rainbows. There will be challenges. You might doubt yourself, feel overwhelmed, or hit roadblocks along the way. But the key is to keep going. One of the most common obstacles is self-doubt. You start asking yourself, who am I to do this? Or what if I fail? Trust me, I've been there, chasers and chasettes. I've gone in my head 1,000,000 times in one, trying to figure out what the fuck I have going on. But it's okay. You got to remember, failure is just feedback. It's not the end, it's part of the journey. Another big challenge is time. Feeling like you don't have enough of it. My advice? Make time for your purpose. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. Even if it's just 15 minutes a day, those small steps add up. And chasers and chasettes, I'll give you guys a little bit of a story here. So, as you guys know, I am a full-time streamer, on Twitch. I stream with a friend of mine, and he was working a job that was very time consuming, and he always would complain every single day after he got off of work how he was tired, how he didn't feel like streaming today, how he just, felt like he could just go to sleep and not have to worry about the stream or anything like that. And I'm trying to get him to understand that greatness doesn't wait on anybody, chasers and chasettes. Greatness is achieved by action. If you don't put forth your best foot, then you'll never achieve greatness. Saying that you're tired, saying that you don't feel like it because you've been out and you've been working all day, those are all excuses. And excuses are like assholes. Everybody got one and they all fucking stink, chasers and chasettes. So I'm saying all this to say, don't sit here and put yourself in a box. Don't sit here and holler, oh, well, I don't have time to enjoy this. I don't have time to enjoy that. Because if you don't start taking time to enjoy your life is going to pass you by. You're going to pass away. And that's just going to be it. Your whole life was work, 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 work. I didn't ever stop to enjoy my life. I didn't ever stop to actually enjoy the time that I had left. All I did was work. I was a workaholic. And now I've worked myself into a fucking grave. So, chasers and chasettes, I would honestly say, don't let your time restraint be a problem for you. Work it out, figure out your schedule. Like I just said, even if it's just 15 minutes a day, those small steps add up, chasers and chasettes. 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something is better than nothing. If you don't put any type of effort, any type of oomph into what you're trying to do, then it's not going to work. Now, another big challenge is staying committed, meaning finding ways to stay motivated. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Find accountability partners who will check in on you. Set reminders to keep yourself on track. And most importantly, keep your why front and center. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, it makes it that much easier to push through the tough times. Now, chasers and chasettes, that brings us to segment 6, the role of mindset in finding purpose. All right, let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention when it comes to finding your purpose, your mindset. Your mindset is like the lens which you see the world. It influences every decision you make and how you approach the challenges that come your way. There are generally 2 types of mindsets, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is all about believing that you can develop your abilities and skills through hard work, learning, and persistence. It's all about seeing challenges as opportunities to grow rather than obstacles that hold you back. On the other hand, a fixed mindset is when you believe that your abilities are set in stone, that you're either good at something or you're not, and there's no point in trying to change it. Now, let me keep it real with you. If you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, or I can never do that, then you're holding yourself back from discovering your true purpose. Self-limiting beliefs are like a mental fucking prison, chasers and chasettes. They keep you stuck in the same place, doing the same things, and wondering why nothing is changing. So, how do you flip the script? Start by challenging those negative thoughts when they come up. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, I can't do this yet, but I'm going to figure it out. Embrace the idea that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. Every setback is a lesson, and every lesson brings you one step closer to your purpose. Also, practice gratitude. When you focus on what's going right in your life, it shifts your perspective and makes it easier to believe in the possibility of a better future. A positive mindset isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to see the potential in every situation. Remember, the journey to finding your purpose starts in your mind. The way you think about yourself and your abilities will determine how far you go. So make it a habit to check in with your thoughts and make sure they're pushing you forward and not holding you back. Again, chasers and chasettes, I'll give a little story here as well. I had a huge problem with this. When I first started out streaming and everything, I used to second guess myself a lot. I used to sit here and tell myself, oh, you're starting out, you'll never make it, you'll never be as big as these other streamers, you need to stay in your lane, all you know how to do is work a 9-to-5, make money, you have side hustles, but what do you know about streaming? What do you know about being a multi-million-dollar nigga that made it himself? You haven't done that in a streaming aspect. I've made myself a multi-million-dollar nigga by working for other people. I've made myself a multi-million-dollar nigga by doing side jobs and side hustles and shit like that. But I've never actually made myself a multi-million-dollar nigga from the ground up. Just off the dome, basically, chasers and chasettes. Just me going out and trying something new. Me saying that I no longer want to work under someone, work for someone. I want to work for myself. I want to be the CEO of my own company, which is where BKA came from, Bag Chaser Association, which is where BKE came from, Bag Chaser Entertainment. Chasers and chasettes, there's no limitation to you, and there's no limitation to you being great. You being great has to do with you. If you're willing to wake up every day and work hard and put the work in to achieve your personal goal, then more than likely you're going to achieve greatness over and faster than someone who doesn't. Someone who wakes up every day with a negative mindset. Someone who wakes up every day with we'll never make it, we'll never be famous. Kind of like I was just explaining about my friend that I stream with. All that complaining and bitching and moaning about not having time, that won't achieve greatness, chasers and chasettes. The only thing that will achieve greatness is continuing to put in the work even when you're tired. Do you think the athletes in the NFL can holler, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to play today? Do you think doctors can holler, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to perform surgery today? Do you think that fucking firefighters can holler, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to go put out fires today? No. Achieving greatness is by telling yourself, I'm tired, but I have a goal to reach, and I'm going to reach my goal by any means necessary, chasers and chasettes. It's not always about, oh, well, I can't do it. That's a mindset that you choose to put yourself in. That's a box that you choose to put yourself in. And now, chasers and chasettes, I challenge each and every one of you to break out of that box, break out of that mindset. Choose to think positive thoughts. Choose to say, I can do it. Wake up out of the bed with that fire, with that that says, I can achieve whatever I put my mind to, and today I'm going to start, and here's how. Challenge yourself to be a better version of you. In the next 5 years, expect to see yourself in a better spot that you are in today. Even if you're well off already, still wait 5 years to see how much better you could be. Still, strive throughout those 5 years to make yourself better than you are now, because no one is coming to save you, chasers and chasettes. It's you. It's your life to live. It's your choice to figure it out, and it's on you to stop being a negative Nancy and fucking put in the work to achieve fucking greatness. Like I said, excuses are like assholes. Everybody got them and they all stink. Which brings us to segment 7. The power of reflection and self-assessment. Next, let's dive into the power of reflection and self-assessment. If you're serious about finding your purpose, you've got to spend time getting to know yourself. I'm talking about real, honest reflection. Taking a hard look at where you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. Reflection isn't just sitting and thinking, it's an active process that helps you understand what's working in your life and what's not. One of the best ways to start is by journaling. Get a notebook, open up a blank document, and just write. Write about what makes you happy, what stresses you out, what you feel passionate about, and what you'd do if there were no limits. There's no right or wrong way to do it, just let it flow. Another great way to reflect is to ask yourself some tough questions. Questions like, what am I most proud of in my life? What do I want people to say about me at my funeral? What are the reoccurring themes in my life that bring me joy or cause me pain? These aren't easy questions, chasers and chasettes, but they're powerful because they force you to confront your true feelings and desires. If you're not sure where to start, try setting aside just 10 minutes a day to reflect. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and think about your day. What went well? What didn't? How did it make you feel? Over time, these small moments of reflection add up and can reveal patterns that point you towards your purpose. Remember, finding your purpose isn't about having all the answers right away. It's about being willing to ask the questions and sit with the discomfort of not knowing until the answers reveal themselves. The more you understand yourself, the clearer your purpose will become. Segment 8, the impact of community and relationships on purpose. Let's shift gears and talk about community, relationships on finding your purpose. No one finds their purpose in isolation. The people you surround yourself with play a huge role in shaping your beliefs, your mindset, and your actions. Have you ever noticed how your mood changes depending on who you're around? That's because energy is contagious. When you're around positive-driven and purpose-focused people, you start to feel that way too. But if you're surrounded by negativity, doubt, and people who don't believe in themselves, it's easy to get dragged down with them. And I'll pause right here. We'll pick back up, but let me go ahead and break that down for you. Exactly what I've been saying this whole time, chasers and chasettes. I wake up every day with greatness on my mind. I wake up every day with achieving goals on my mind. There are some nights that I don't go to sleep because I'm editing videos on YouTube. I'm editing streams so I can get clips. I'm editing my podcast for you guys. There are some nights I've been up for 48 hours straight since I've started streaming full time. I've been up 48 hours straight, chasers and chasettes, so I can make sure that my content was released by a specific day at a specific time, so that way I can continue to grow in my platforms. So what I'm saying is, don't surround yourself with negativity. The people that I surround myself around are nothing but positive people. There are a few negative Nancys that I have to deal with, but I no longer choose to deal with. I've cut them off, chasers and chasettes. I refuse to let my light be dimmed. I refuse to let my fire be whisked away because I'm surrounding myself with losers. I'm surrounding myself with people who don't have a goal, who don't have any time, who don't have a fucking greatness aspect that they've pinpointed that they're trying to achieve. I, chasers and chasettes, am the head of the table. I am the tribal chief. I am the chosen one because I worked to get here, chasers and chasettes. I put in hard work. I put in the time, chasers and chasettes. I've done so much stuff behind the scenes that you guys might not even be able to believe or imagine. That's just how hard I work. I go hard in the paint, chasers and chasettes, because I want to one day be famous and I want to leave a legacy more than anything else. Fame is something that comes with the territory, but the legacy is all dependent on what you've done throughout your life. And I, Chasers and Chasettes, plan to leave a legacy to my child, to my future children, that is different from the rest of the world. When you Google Rundown Keem, I appear. I show up. Everything that I've been doing for the past 5, 4, 3, 2 years will all show, because I've set myself into thinking that greatness is achievable, and now the only thing stopping me from achieving greatness is me, Chasers and Chasettes. And then surrounding yourself around people that are negative will also have you second guess yourself. It'll have you feel like you don't know anything. It'll have you thinking like, damn, I thought I had a good idea, but maybe I don't, because so-and-so said that it was stupid. Fuck so-and-so. So-and-so isn't you. Just because so-and-so wants to stay at the bottom of the fucking crab barrel and fight other crabs to get out doesn't mean that you have to as well. Be the fisherman instead of the crab. That's all I'm going to say, Chasers and Chasettes. Let's jump back into it. So take a moment and think about the people in your life right now. Are they lifting you up, or are they holding you back? Are they encouraging you to chase your dreams, or are they constantly pointing out all the reasons why it won't work? I'm not saying to cut everyone off, but it's important to be mindful of the influence others have on you. Seek out communities that align with your purpose. This could be joining a local group, finding an online community, or even just following people on social media who inspire you. Surround yourself with people who are on a similar journey, who are striving to be better, and who are committed to finding their own purpose. Their energy will fuel you. It is very true that energy is contagious. If you're hanging around negative energy, you're going to be a negative person. If you're hanging around positive energy, you're going to be a positive person. If you have positive energy and there's nothing but negative energy around you, they will knock that positive energy out of place and force you to become a negative energy. Do not hang around clinger honors. Do not hang around negative fucking Nancys. Do not hang around people who don't have the same mindset, who are not trying to achieve greatness on a level that you are trying to achieve it. See, Chasers and Chasettes, I work every day in God mode. Greatness on a different level. Okay? Every single day, Chasers and Chasettes, I wake up and I put my best foot forward. I put 150% into everything that I do, because when I turn my PC off, when I close down all the sites, when I turn my phone off for the night, I love waking up to the next day to being buzzing, to being trending, to being the most talked about streamer on this platform and that platform. Oh, podcast numbers are through the roof. And that didn't come from being complacent with negative Nancys. That didn't come from being complacent with not fighting and clawing my way to victory, clawing and fighting my way to greatness, Chasers and Chasettes. Stop hanging around people who don't see life as you do. You cannot have $1 million dreams talking to dollar store minded people, Chasers and Chasettes. Think about that, okay? Analyze that, because that's deep than what you think. Let me say that again for you. You can't have $1 million dreams, $1 million aspirations hanging around a bunch of Dollar Tree, dollar store minded people. It's not gonna work. I'm not saying cut everyone off, but what I am saying is surround yourself with winners like you want to be. Surround yourself with victors like you want to be. Surround yourself with hardworking people that are trying to achieve greatness just like you. And those people that hang around you, those people that are your friends, those people that are cool with you, that are not working towards your goals, that are not working towards greatness, cut them the fuck off. Because in 5 years, when you've achieved everything that you were trying to achieve, while they were clinging on and they were, oh, you'll never make it, you should stop, you should give up, while you're fucking pursuing your dreams, and those 5 years when you've made it to where you were trying to get to, those same people that doubted you are going to be those same fucking people that come back, Chasers and Chasettes, and are like, hey man, remember me from when we used to do this and that? Remember how we used to do this and that? Fuck the history. fuck what we used to do. You don't have the what it takes. You don't have the mindset. You don't have the will. You don't have the determination to achieve greatness like me. So I have to remove myself from around you and place myself with people with the same greatness achieving mindset as me, so that way I can achieve my goals. And that means you're just gonna have to leave people where they stand, chasers and chasettes. It's a lot easier said than done, but for your overall greater good, you're going to have to cut people off in order to make it to where you're trying to be. And let's not forget the power of mentorship. A good mentor can see things in you that you might not even see in yourself. They can guide you, challenge you, and push you to go further than you would on your own. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for guidance. You'd be surprised how many people are willing to help if you just ask. Remember, your environment matters. If you want to find your purpose, start by surrounding yourself with people who inspire, motivate, and support you on that journey. Exactly what I just told you all, chasers and chasettes, which brings us to segment 9, embracing uncertainty and change in your purpose journey. Now let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about something that often trips people up on their journey to finding purpose: uncertainty and change. If you're someone who likes to have everything planned out, the idea of uncertainty can be terrifying. But here's the thing. Purpose isn't always clear-cut. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it often evolves over time. I want you to think about this. Your purpose doesn't have to be a single, unchanging thing. It can always shift as you grow, as you experience life, and as your interests and priorities change. What feels like your purpose today might look completely different from a year from now. And that's okay, chasers and chasettes. The key is to embrace change instead of fearing it. Life will throw curveballs. Plans will fall apart, and you might find yourself on a completely different path than the one you started on. But sometimes those detours are exactly what lead you to where you're meant to be. Take comfort in knowing that you don't have to have it all figured out, chasers and chasettes. It's okay to not know exactly where you're going as long as you're moving forward. And when you do face movements of uncertainty, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience shape me into the person I want to become? Remember, your purpose is a journey, not a destination. It's about staying open to new experiences, being willing to pivot when necessary, and trusting that even the most unexpected changes can lead you closer to your true calling, chasers and chasettes. Which brings us to our next segment, segment 10, the role of service and giving back and finding purpose. Let's talk about one of the most fulfilling ways to connect with your purpose, serving others and giving back. I truly believe that our purpose often involves contributing to something bigger than ourselves. It's not just about what you can get from the world, but what you can give. When you serve others, whether it's through volunteering, mentoring, or simply helping someone in need, you tap into a deeper sense of fulfillment. It's like you're aligning your actions with something meaningful, and that feeling can be life-changing. Think about the causes that matter to you. Maybe you're passionate about mental health, supporting youth, or giving back to your community. Whatever it is, find your ways to get involved. It doesn't have to be big or complicated. It could be as simple as spending a few hours a month at a local shelter, offering your skills to a nonprofit, or even just showing up for a friend in fucking need, chasers and chasettes. And here's the beautiful thing. When you give back, you often find yourself receiving more in return. Not in a material sense, but in the form of joy, connection, and a sense of purpose that comes from making a difference. So if you're struggling to find your purpose, start by looking for ways to serve others. It might just lead you to the clarity and direction you've been searching for. Remember, sometimes the path to finding your purpose is less about looking inward and more about reaching outward. Segment 11, the role of curiosity in discovering purpose. Let's talk about something that doesn't always get enough credit in the journey to finding your purpose: curiosity. Curiosity is that childlike wonder that makes you want to explore, ask questions, and try new things. It's a powerful tool that can guide you toward your passions and ultimately your purpose. Think about it. When was the last time you let yourself be truly curious about something without any pressure to get it right? Curiosity allows you to explore without judgment, experiment without fear of failure, and learn without the need for perfection. It's about following your interests just because they excite you, not because they necessarily make sense on paper. So, how do you cultivate curiosity in your life? Start by paying attention to what naturally draws you in. What do you find yourself Googling late at fucking night? What kind of articles catch your eye? What conversations make you lean in? These are clues, breadcrumbs if you will, that can lead you closer to your purpose. Another way to embrace curiosity is by trying new things regularly. Sign up for that dance class, take up a new hobby, or read a book on a topic you know nothing about. Give yourself permission to be a beginner and explore without the pressure of being perfect. Every new experience broadens your perspective and opens up new possibilities. Remember, finding your purpose isn't about having it all figured out. It's about being willing to explore the unknown. So lean into your curiosity, let it fucking guide you, chasers and chasettes, surprise you, and lead you down paths you never thought to explore. You never know. What starts as a simple curiosity could end up being the very thing that lights your soul on fucking fire. Segment 12, the intersection of purpose and passion. Next up, let's dive into the relationship between purpose and passion. While they're often used interchangeably, they're not exactly the same thing. Passion is the fire. It's the intense enthusiasm and excitement you feel about something. And purpose, on the other hand, is the reason behind the fire. It's the deeper meaning that drives you to keep going even when the passion fades. Think of passion as the spark and purpose as the fuel that keeps the flame burning. Passion can get you started, but purpose keeps you going when things get tough. That's why it's so important to connect your passions to a deeper sense of purpose. For example, maybe you're passionate about cooking. Well, that's fucking fantastic. But what's the purpose behind it? Is it to bring joy to others through your food? Is it to connect cultures and tell stories through your flavors? Is it to advocate for healthier eating? When you link your passion to a purpose, it elevates the work you do and makes it more fulfilling. I encourage you to sit down and write out what you're passionate about and then ask yourself why those things matter to you. Dig deep and look for the underlying purpose behind your passions. It might be helping others, creating beauty, challenging the status quo, or just bringing people together. The intersection of your passion and purpose is where the magic happens. It's where you find work that not only excites you, but also fulfills you on a deeper level. So don't just chase your passions, connect them to a bigger purpose, and you'll find that you have a reason to keep pushing forward even on the hardest days. Segment 13, finding purpose through adversity. All right, let's get real for a moment and talk about finding purpose through adversity. No one likes going through tough times, but the truth is, some of the most powerful purposes are born out of pain, struggle, and hardship. Think about it like this. How many stories have you heard about people who found their calling after hitting rock bottom? The person who started a nonprofit after losing a loved one, the entrepreneur who built a business after being laid off, or the artist who found their voice through heartbreak. Adversity has a way of stripping away the superficial and forcing you to confront what really matters. When you're going through something tough, it can feel impossible to see the silver lining. But often, it's in those moments of struggle that your purpose starts to take shape. The challenges you face give you a unique perspective, a deeper empathy, and a drive to make a difference in ways that only you can. So if you're in the middle of a hard season, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? How can I use this pain to feel something positive? What do I feel called to do because of what I've been through? It's not about pretending that everything happens for a reason, but rather choosing to find purpose in your pain. Turning adversity into purpose is one of the most powerful things you can do, not just for yourself, but for others who might be going through something similar. Your story, your resilience, and your strength can be the very things that inspire someone else to keep going, chasers and chasettes. Segment 14, aligning your purpose with daily actions. Finding your purpose is one thing, but aligning your daily actions with that purpose is where the real work begins. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and the bustle of life and lose sight of what truly matters. That's why it's important to make sure your everyday actions are aligned with your purpose. Start by taking a look at how you spend your time. Are you Daily habits, routines, and activities moving you closer to your purpose or pulling you further away. For example, if your purpose is to help others, but your schedule is filled with tasks that don't reflect that, it's time to reassess. One practical tip is to set daily intentions that align with your purpose. Before you start your day, ask yourself, what can I do today that supports my purpose? It doesn't have to be a big fucking gesture. It could be something as simple as reaching out to someone in need, learning something new that supports your goal, or taking care of yourself so that you can show up fully. Another powerful practice is to review your week, reflect on what went well, what didn't, and how you can adjust to stay aligned with your purpose. It's about being intentional with your time and energy. Remember, purpose isn't just a big, lofty idea. It's lived out in the small, everyday choices you make. So take control of your actions, make sure they reflect what you truly value, and watch how your life starts to align with your deeper sense of purpose. And segment 15, Chasers and Chasettes, this is our final segment of today's show. Purpose as a lifelong journey, not a destination. Finally, I want to leave you with this thought. Purpose is a lifelong journey, not a destination. There's this misconception that once you find your purpose, everything will magically fall into place and you'll have all the answers. But the truth is, your purpose will evolve as you do. Your purpose might look different at 20 than it does at 40 or 60. Life experiences, personal growth, and changing circumstances all play a role in shaping your sense of purpose. And that's okay. Embracing the journey means being open to change and willing to adapt. Sometimes you might feel like you've lost your purpose, especially during times of transition. Maybe you're switching careers, going through a breakup, or facing a major life change. But instead of seeing these moments as setbacks, view them as opportunities to redefine your purpose. Your purpose doesn't have to be ground or world changing. It can be as simple as being a good parent, creating art that moves people, or making your corner of the world a little brighter. Whatever it is, it's yours to define, and it's allowed to change. So be patient with yourself. Don't put pressure on finding a single, unchanging purpose. Instead, focus on living with intention, following your curiosity, and staying true to your values. Purpose is less about where you end up and more about how you choose to live each day. Embrace the journey and trust that each step is taking you exactly where you need to be. So, let's recap. What have we talked about today? We've broken down what purpose is and why it's so crucial for a fulfilling life. We've explored ways to discover your passions, how to set meaningful goals, and how to align those goals with your purpose. And finally, we've covered some practical tips on overcoming challenges and staying committed. Here's my challenge to you, Chasers and Chasettes. Take some time this week to really think about your purpose. Journal, reflect, or even just sit quietly and ask yourself, what do you really want out of life? And then set one goal, just one, that moves you in that direction. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be intentional. Chasers and Chasettes, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share it with someone who might need to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow me on social media at Rundown Keem. Or email me at keepinitrealwrundown@gmail.com. Let's keep this conversation going because finding your purpose isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifelong journey. Tune in to next week where our topic will be overcoming self-doubt, building confidence, and belief in yourself. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time on Keepin' It Real. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Peace.
Bye-bye.